Welcome to College Football Corner. This might be a long edition of College Football Corner this week. Well, obviously, to start things off this week, I will review all of the ball game chaos and all of the transfer portal chaos that has been happening recently. And then at the end, I will predict the two semifinal games that will lead up to the national championship. First things first, let's talk about the ball game chaos. To start off, Oregon walked all over JMU and Texas Tech and will play Indiana in the semifinal. Miami walked into College Station, beat Texas A&M off of a clutch game-sealing interception, and beat Ohio State, sadly, and now is set to play Ole Miss in the college football playoff semifinal. Ole Miss welcomed Tulane and walked all over them, and then walked into a high-stakes game against Georgia and beat them late due to Trinidad Chambliss' clutch gene. Penn State found a way to beat Clemson, and now the Big Ten is in shambles outside of Oregon and Indiana. Iowa found a way to beat a ticked-off Diego Pavia, and Iowa really brought it to Vanderbilt. Texas walked Michigan back to the Big Ten casket and got killed single-handedly by Arch Manning. Now let's talk about the current state of some of the top Big Ten teams and the transfer portal chaos. To start things off, I will talk about the transfer portal chaos. The top transfer portal player, Brendan Sorsby, secures a spot in Lubbock, Texas as the starter for the Texas Tech Red Raiders next season. And keep in mind, on a one-year deal with Texas Tech, Brendan Sorsby is out-earning Shedeur Sanders on a fully guaranteed rookie contract. Damon Williams has entered the transfer portal, the Washington quarterback, and hopes to find a new home soon. I'd say he's probably going to go to Oregon. You never know. Josh Hoover went, I'm going to try something new, and he goes to Indiana. C.J. Baxter, the Texas running back, has officially entered the transfer portal and hopes to find a new home soon. Sark can't hold on to everyone. Cam Coleman is still in the transfer portal. I'd say Lane Kiffin might gain a really good wide receiver if he decides to go down to LSU. Quincy Porter, this has happened recently. Quincy Porter, a former 5-star wide receiver, has officially entered the transfer portal and hopes to find a new home soon. And now, Ohio State, what are we doing? We hosted Chaz Coleman, a really good defensive lineman from Penn State, and he might not commit to Ohio State. And other good, better news, Rasheem Biles, the linebacker from Pitt, walked away and hopes to find a new home. Let's go, Ohio State, make it happen. A.J. Harris is a really good defensive back from Penn State and is now in the transfer portal and hopes to find a new home soon. I'm going to say he goes to Tennessee probably. And now the predictions this week. Oregon versus Indiana is the first game. I feel like Indiana's going to win in a big way. They're going to stop Oregon probably when Oregon's going to driving down the field and beats them late on a clutch defensive stop. Ole Miss versus Miami. I feel like everybody's saying Ole Miss is going to beat Miami, but obviously we all saw what Miami did to Ohio State. I'm going to say Miami wins off of a clutch defense. All right, I'll see you for the week of the national championship. Peace.